Right. So I've talked about the process of writing loose pearls, and now I just want to talk about Kindle publishing, the Amazon publishing platform, and the questions that it asks about AI and sort of how to think about this part of publishing something where you've used AI tools. So it had been a while since I had published anything on KDP. Um, and clearly, a lot has changed since I wrote my last book on that platform. And prior, it didn't ask me questions about AI tools, but it does now. So I want to talk a little bit about that and kind of how I thought about this with this book. So it asks you now about three different things: text, images, and translations. And so on a couple of these, uh, clearly AI had nothing to do with it. So quickly, just to let you know, I have not tried to put this memoir into another language. Okay, so there was no translation of this from one language to another. Now, in the future, I would have to think about that, and probably I would need the help of AI to make that happen, and probably get somebody who uh, understands Japanese or German or Chinese or any other language to make sure that it sounds like and reads like someone who speaks in those languages, right? So, uh, don't know if that's a path I'm ever going to go down, but there you go. It's in English. I had no translations. So as far as translations go, I selected none. There were no AI help in doing translations at all. Images, also, I had my own images. I was very lucky growing up that my mother had this huge box of pictures. So I have pictures of my grandparents, my parents, of course, my great grandparents. I have pictures of every single great grandparent. I think I have pictures of every single great great grandparent, even, and then a smattering of some like three times great grandparents. Um, so I feel very fortunate that my mother and my maternal grandmother specifically kept a lot of pictures. My paternal grandmother did too. And so any pictures that I put into the book were from my own collection. And on top of that, I had taken pictures of a few of the letters. So in the book itself, preserved are some handwriting samples of my grandfather and my grandmother and the letters that were written by my 9-year-old dad to his dad being in the army. So I wanted readers to be able to see what these letters looked like rather than just all typewritten. So those images AI had nothing to do with. Um, I put those in myself. And so as far as images were concerned, I could say no help from AI was used. Okay. Now, in all of these, it'll say, maybe one or a few things were done or a lot was done. So you have to read through the different options and kind of make your own judgment calls around that. Uh, for the text part, I couldn't select none because AI did assist me. And so essentially, I had to think, okay, so a lot of the content are my grandparents' letters, okay, and my dad's letters as a 9-year-old. So, any of the content that is around that really is not AI assisting me. It's just repeating back, what these letters said. So, it did add historical context for me. It added the bibliography, right? So essentially, I said, some sections with extensive editing. That's the that's the judgment call that I made. So you will also have to make that judgment call based on your project of how you want to select the option that's on there. Um, but I recommend being as honest as possible. You don't want to ding on your account or anything like that. Uh, and so I just wanted to let you know that that does exist, and that's why I'm doing these episodes because this was the first time I had used a tool like that, and I wanted to go through the process that I went through just in case it helps you to do a similar project. So I hope in the future, if you run across a whole bunch of letters or documents that you think would make a really cool book from your family history, I highly recommend thinking through this process. You might not follow exactly what I'm doing here, but having context for a process oftentimes helps build the process that you need. Okay. So I hope this helps. And if you have any comments or questions or anything, just leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. But thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.